New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report, man. Make sure y'all sign my petition. Get Donald Trump off Twitter, man. It's for the safety of everybody, man. You could actually read the petition, and the change.org link is actually in my Instagram bio, GradyGrant716. Read the petition before you start hating with some dumb shit, because it's all irrefutable evidence, including him violating Twitter policies. Now, I say that with such disgust, not only because he's a disgusting individual on the inside, but also because he actually spawns these deplorables that actually come out and do shit like what I'm about to talk about now. So yesterday would have been Emmett Till's 78th birthday. For those who don't know, this was a 14-year-old boy who 65 years ago, or 64 years ago, actually was found in Mississippi or whatever, and was actually brutally murdered by these two white men after being accused of like touching some white woman. Dumped in a Tallahatchie River or whatever, and body was recovered. Now there's a memorial set up at where this recovery took place, and these three white boys at this fraternity at the University of Mississippi actually took pictures next to it with guns, and the shit was riddled with bullets. Fuck them white boys, man. Greenwald and Graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report, man. Make sure y'all sign my petition too. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. You'll find the change.org link in my Instagram bio, laying out exactly why he should be removed, including violating Twitter policies, man. Check the petition out before you go out there and start hating, man. His hand-selected Attorney General, William Barr, he actually directed the Department of Justice to resume doing federally sanctioned executions. Now, this is something that hasn't been done since 2003. So he's reviving a move. And they went and tapped on the Federal Bureau of Prisons to actually select 5 death row inmates and schedule an execution. Now, the thing about these 5 is that they all have been convicted of killing children. So it seems like almost a marketing campaign for having executions. Now, keep this in mind, according to the Death Penalty Information Center, that ever since 1973, there have been 160 people who have been wrongfully convicted of crimes, placed on death row, and then exonerated. So that lets you know the dangers of this shit, because they don't always get it right. Greenwald and Graduation. We'll do the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report, man. Make sure y'all sign my petition. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. Find the change.org link in my Instagram bio, GradyGrant716. Now, in Lumpkin, Georgia, at the Stewart Detention Center, this is a place that's housing immigrants that is caught by ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Pedro Arriago Santoya. This is a 44-year-old Mexican man that passed. Rest in peace to him, and condolences to his family or whatever. But he was, this is the 7th person to actually die while in ICE custody since October. You know what I'm saying? That's a pretty high rate for some shit that they say ain't necessarily supposed to be going on. Now, there could be there's multiple factors in that. I mean, motherfuckers be traveling. Going through all sorts of hell just to even get to the border, but it doesn't seem like people were taken care of in there very well. He said he complained about abdominal pains, and then once he was taken to the hospital nearby and getting put into intensive care for a couple of days, he ended up dying of cardiopulmonary arrest. Greenwald and Graduation. New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report, man. Make sure y'all sign my petition too. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. You'll find that link in the change.org. Or you can also find the change.org link in my Instagram bio, GradyGrant716. Now, over in Oklahoma, actually. Now, if you've been following me, I've been telling y'all about how they were using the Fort Sill to actually going to allow for migrants to be child migrants to actually be housed there. You're talking about 1,600 child migrants they were planning on having in there until they were met with a lot of resistance. Fort Sill used to be actually they were actually jailed Japanese Americans there during World War II. These are called internment camps, somewhat concentration camps or whatever. So there was a lot of protests against it. It also jailed Native Americans too. But it was met with a lot of resistance, and Republican Senator Jim Inhofe announced that those plans have been halted to open that center. So, it might be a win for the protesters after all. Greenwald and Graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report, man. Make sure y'all sign my petition. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. It is imperative. We must do this shit, man. He continues to put us, our U.S. troops, he puts people abroad in danger, all of that shit from behind the account. He's violating Twitter policy, Jack Dorsey. You the CEO, you supposed to know. But we gonna bring it to your attention. Now check this out. Two boats actually had capsized off the coast of Libya yesterday. Now, unfortunately, as a reported by the International Organization for Migration, there's been 700 people lost in similar manners this year due to people trying to cross from northern Africa into Europe, so crossing the Mediterranean Sea, which separates the two. Now, this though appears to be the deadliest one of all, where an Eritrean man survived, and him telling it there were 300 of them on these two boats, and the water hit them, and then they ended up getting capsized. Only 100 got saved by these fishermen. Dead bodies everywhere, man. Green War and Graduation. Fuck. New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report, man. Make sure y'all sign my petition. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. FindTheChange.org link in my Instagram bio. In Europe, there were actually record-setting temperatures hitting yesterday. Yesterday, Paris clocked an all-time high of 110 degrees Fahrenheit. There were all-time highs set in Belgium, Germany, and in the Netherlands. Now, these are records that are actually breaking the former records broken like weeks ago, you know what I'm saying, when they had another heat wave. But in this particular heat wave, it's getting serious, and so far 5 people are said to have died related to this heat wave. So it's getting real out there in Europe. Y'all motherfuckers better get one of them personal fans or something, you know what I mean, and you know, find God. Green War and Graduation. For the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report, man. Make sure you sign my petition too. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. Go find the change.org link in my Instagram bio. Now, over in Alaska, there's actually been some, you know, unprecedented temperatures. That's going on everywhere, all over the globe. But in Alaska specifically, there've actually been a series of wildfires driven by this temperature. It's led to the burning down of 1 million acres of forest. That's a lot of fucking land. Just picture 1 million houses. You probably can't even picture that shit or whatever. So that's just a lot of land. Now check this out. In there's been similar wildfires in Siberia and Greenland. So in 2019, there wildfires happening in the Arctic, and that's like unprecedented. So, you know, stay woke, this climate change shit, at least as far as the temperatures rising and all of that, that's some real shit, man. Motherfuckers better figure that out. Green War and Graduation. New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So over in California, they actually signed a deal with Ford, Honda, Volkswagen, and BMW, 4 major car retailers, and they basically came up with a deal to change fuel efficiency to 50 miles per gallon by the year 2026. So Trump administration, they're actually okay with the levels of 2020, which would be like 37 miles per gallon or whatever, but 50 miles a gallon, that's a pretty damn lot. Now, California is a state that's actually taken on the battle of combating climate change. And it's interesting because in Cali, auto emissions are like their single highest source or most concentrated source of greenhouse gases. And that's not, you can't say that for every other place. Mostly it comes from corporations or whatnot. So that's their stance on trying to battle and meet these climate goals that they actually set out. Going against Trump's like whole wave though. Green War and Graduation. New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report, man. Fuck boys just passed me. I always gotta stay woke, man. But make sure y'all sign my petition too. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. You can find that change.org link in the Instagram bio. Now check this out. Shout out to Minnesota Congresswoman Representative Ilhan Omar. Now she introduced a Zero Waste Act that's supposed to add on to the Green New Deal that's already been put out there. Hasn't been voted on yet. Everybody try not to vote on it and all of that or whatever. But nevertheless, this Zero Waste Act will actually end the use of toxic landfills to hold waste. So it is how it sounds, and it's actually going to create a federal grant that'll invest, help local communities invest in basically using recycling and not creating so much trash. In her speech and talking and introducing it to people, she actually said that America creates 250 million tons of trash every year, and most of it doesn't get recycled. Green War and Graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report, man. Now check this out. The Senate Intelligence Committee yesterday actually concluded that Russia actually targeted the election systems in all 50 states. So this is a much wider target than was previously understood last time. I believe they knew for sure that it was there was a cyber attack in Florida by them, but now it's concluded. Now they compound this with the fact that Robert Mueller had put that in his report or whatever, that, and even said that out loud. Even recently this week at his testimonies, that, you know, Russia is a big problem. They have deliberately and systematically tried to hack into our election system. And keep all of this in mind when I tell you that Senate Republicans are still rejecting bills that are aimed at election integrity. Now, where's all of that? Y'all worried about even the fucking people that's crossing the border and them committing voter fraud. Y'all worried about black people committing voter fraud, and the election, the Russians are the main one doing it, and y'all don't care about that? I don't know, man. Green War on graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report, man. Make sure you sign my petition, get Donald Trump off Twitter too, man. Don't let me forget, and I ain't gonna let y'all forget. We gotta get out of here. He keeps putting us, U.S. troops, and people abroad in danger. We not having that. Not from behind no fucking social media account. But check this out. Over in Moscow, Russia, see, there's a level of corruption that goes on there politically that's often talked about, where when you're against the Kremlin, you're a critic of the Kremlin, like let's say in Alexei Navalny or whatever. This is somebody who's like a politician as a critic of the Kremlin. Him and a bunch of other opposition politicians actually got caught up in these police raids where they're now being arrested. And this comes, the timing was suspect because they're actually supposed to have a protest tomorrow calling for free and fair elections. And this is funny because this also comes weeks after the election officials in Moscow and the Kremlin actually rejected a bunch of opposition candidate applications for these upcoming city council elections. Green War on graduation. We'll go to Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report, man. Make sure you sign my petition to get Donald Trump off Twitter. We gotta get out of here, man. He continues to put us, U.S. troops, and people abroad in danger, man. Yo, you can find the change.org link at my Instagram bio, GradyGrant716, and see it before you start hating, because evidence is irrefutable. Now check this out. Warren Candace is actually the CEO of Safarian. Now Safarian has been accused of manufacturing, well, they manufacture tear gas, and, you know, so they supply police and military and all of that, but they've been tied into essentially their products being used against, you know, people at Standing Rock, Ferguson, the people at that were trying to cross into the border, Palestinians and all of that. So activists have actually been calling on Warren Candace to step down from being on the board of the famed Whitney Museum in New York City. Now, you know how activists get, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you can't necessarily be against the people, but then be for art. Like, we don't want nothing to do with that. Well, that activism worked, and now he's stepping down from that position. Green War on graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. Make sure y'all sign my petition, get Donald Trump off Twitter. Find the change.org link in my Instagram bio. Now, over in Manhattan, now you know Jeff Epstein, serial child sex abuser, accused of actually having raped on and prostituted and sex trafficked like hundreds of young teenage white girls and all of that or whatever. Some even younger than, I think some even preteen, but mostly, you know, teenage white girls and all of that. Nevertheless, this man was actually found in his jail cell in Manhattan, unconscious, with marks on his neck. So now the federal authorities have actually placed him on suicide watch. This is somebody that was denied bail recently because of him being a threat to, like, basically leave the country. They found all types of shit in his house, including like a passport with a Saudi address. It was expired, but, you know, he had cash and diamonds and all that. So he know how to stay off the grid apparently, but he must be going crazy in there, man. See what happens. Green War on graduation. The Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report, man. Make sure y'all sign my petition, get Donald Trump off Twitter. Find the change.org link in my Instagram bio. Now, go off to one of Trump's friends though, Jeff Epstein. This dude actually, New York Magazine reports that he conferred with Charlie Rose. Now, y'all remember Charlie Rose? He's had shows of his own before. Him sitting, you know, old white, lanky white dude crossing his legs and, you know, talking with somebody in a very calm, smooth voice about what they about. Actually a good interview if you ask me, but he also had to come down from his position that he's had for a long time after he was accused of sexual assault by like 27 women. Now, it turns out that Jeff Epstein actually conferred with Charlie Rose about hiring young women as assistants. For those who don't know, Jeff Epstein is currently the billionaire dude that actually was accused of sexually molesting, abusing, and trafficking young white girls. Now, it seems that Charlie Rose actually hired 3 of them, and, you know, you could just put all that together. Green War on graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report now. I need all y'all ladies to listen up. All y'all hotties with bodies or hotties with fake bodies, you know, Insta thoughts, models, video vixens, strippers. Anybody that got them things juggling, they want them to juggle a little more, so they got implants, y'all gonna have to pay attention, because there's a pharmaceutical company known as Allergan that's actually been making textured implants, and federal authorities had to actually recall these implants because they've been linked to a rare form of lymphoma. This particular form of lymphoma causes a cancer in your immune system around wherever the implant is. There have been, according to the FDA, 570 cases of this rare form of lymphoma worldwide. 4/5 of these cases happen with people who had the implants. So y'all might want to get that checked out. Greenwall and Graduation.